Hi guys, John the Firearms Instructor, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Johnson. I'm the owner and operator of a firearms training facility in beautiful Cape Coral, Florida. If you're one of our loyal subscribers, thank you from the bottom of my heart, helping the family-owned business through their YouTube journey. We appreciate it very much. Guys, we just made it over 3,000 watch hours, so some of the monetization is available. Our store's down below. We have a lot of neat little stuff. You're able to send us a little bit of love. We would really appreciate it. It helps us tremendously get new equipment. If you saw some of the old stuff we're using right now to do these videos, we sure would like to get a camera, a good camera that'll help facilitate. We're doing all the stuff on my iPhone. That being said, we want to talk today about 10 things you need to think about before buying a pistol. This is very important. We just got back from the gun show, and there was a lot of people walking around trying to figure out what's the best pistol for them. And when it came to our table, I asked them what's their why. That's number one. What's your why? Why are you picking up a pistol? What's going on? Are you using it for range time? Are you using it for home defense? Are you using it for carry purposes? Are you trying to do all three with one pistol? It's kind of hard to do all three with one pistol, but they do make some hybrid stuff now, like the Smith & Wesson Shield or the Equalizer. But the small, tiny pistols aren't going to be good for home defense. And the big, gigantic 5-inch pistol is not going to be great for carry. So you got to kind of get your head around what you want. And then I always ask them, secondary thing, what's price? What's your price level? If you're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 guns and you can only afford a $200 gun, what's the sense of doing that? There's no sense of going to the Ferrari dealership if you can't afford a Ferrari. They'll let you sit in them, but they won't let you drive them. So that's important. Once you get those things figured out, you need to do some research. Probably what you're doing right now. You saw this title of this video, and you thought, man, this might be good for me. And it is good for you because it does help you think about what you need to figure out before you even buy a pistol. So online research works the best. You're right where you need to be, guys. On YouTube, there's so many great guys on here that will help you tremendously get that. You can put the verbiage in is best pistol for a senior or best firearms for a woman, and on and on and on. Now, ladies, keep in mind a woman can do anything a man can do. In regards to racking, loading, and unloading a weapon. There are some guns that are easier racking, and some are harder to rack, and that's something you need to get your head around. So once you've got the why and your price point and your research online, you need to talk to your friends and family. Your friends and family that are shooters, obviously. We don't want to go someplace where they don't think you need a firearm to begin with. That's not going to help you do your research. But if you got friends and family, find out what they're shooting. Find out what your niece or your nephew or your uncle or your aunt or your brothers or your sisters, find out what they're shooting. And then maybe ask them, can I kind of feel it and see how it feels in your hand? Because this is the next thing we need to get around. No one can buy you a pair of shoes but you. So it's important you get yourself in that family. And then at that point in time, you're talking friends and family, you got to figure out what kind of ammo choice. This is the big deal nowadays. People are trying to buy one gun for everything, and that becomes challenging. Or they're buying a .380 to try to protect their home with it, which is a small gun. So ammo choice is a big deal too. So ammo choice itself, I would recommend, my personal recommendation would be a 9mm for almost everybody. 9mm is going to give you high capacity. Most magazines are going to hold over 12 rounds nowadays. You hardly have anything single stack anymore that has less than 12 rounds, but there are some products out there. But so 7, 8, 9 rounds and a weapon's good. 10 or better is home defense. So there's a lot of product like that you could do. Now that you've got your why, your price, your research online, you talk to your friends and family, and you made an ammo choice. 9mm is my recommendation, but if you can't find 9mm or 9mm is too much a recoil to you, you could always do 22 or 25. There are a lot of smaller recoil management guns in there, but I would recommend if you're going to do a 22, you need to realize sooner or later when you engage that trigger, it ain't going to go bang. And that's going to be a problem for us. So my recommendation, 9mm, there's 40, there's 45, there's 357 SIG. There's a lot of semi-automatic rounds out there. Now once you've got that figured out, now you need to get to the gun store or a gun show. Gun shows are probably the best because when you go into a gun show, there's so many guns out there. You can put them in your hands. You can feel them. You're looking for that fit and finish, guys. How does it feel in my hand? Remember those shoes? If you're a size 13 and you love the color of the size 6, doesn't matter, guys. It ain't going to fit. So a firearm needs to fit your hand. When you pick it up and you got it in your hand, it's got to give me that feel of, oh, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is everything. This is what I want. All right, so now we got all that done. Now we need to think about trying it. Now, trying it, training, which is the next one after that, and range time are all three things I want to cover. Now, here at our store, because we are a training facility, these last three would be done with an instructor. But sometimes you're not going to be able to find that. You're not going to be able to be somewhere. So I wanted to give them to you. So to try it, that means going to a range that allows rentals. Now, if you don't know how to hold a gun or do anything else, it's going to be very hard for you to know if you like the gun without taking some training classes. So you could flip that over and do your training class first, and then go and try the guns you think you like. Or, like us, we would let you shoot guns we thought were the best for you. And this is where it comes to go in a gun store that has a gun range, because when someone comes in here, I'm already looking at them. I'm already seeing how I let them rack a slide or two and see what it is. So try it before you buy it is highly recommended. Whether you do it before training or after training, it's imperative that you do this. And then once you've got that figured out, you need to buy the weapon. Now, buying the weapon from the gun store that you're trying it from is probably the nice thing to do. But obviously, you can always do online or anything else. Because remember, online searches and online purchases need to be shipped to a gun store anyways. So at the end of it, if you had the ability to go to mom and pop dealership and buy a gun from them, I would highly recommend you do that, because mom and pop gun stores are going to go away after a while if everyone keeps buying from the big gun stores. And the big gun stores are no more cheaper than the gun store that you're going to mom and pop. We all make the same kind of money, $30 to $60 on a firearm. That's it, guys, $30 to $60 on a firearm. So don't think that the Bass Pro Shop is going to be cheaper, because they're still making the same amount of money. All right, so from trying it, you're going to go to do some training. Now, training is so important because the instructor that you're going to go to is going to give you the fundamentals: grip, stance, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment, and get you comfortable shooting a pistol. That's all you want to be, is comfortable. Comfortable shooting a pistol, because if you need it, you need to know that you could fall back to your weakest training. And if you haven't shot a pistol for, where's your weakest training going to be? It's going to be gone. So getting comfortable, this is the key. And how do you get comfortable? Number 10 is range time. You got to spend some time behind the gun, shooting it on a regular basis to get comfortable with the weapon. Loading it, unloading it, sighting it, shooting it, becoming accurate with a pistol. Because remember, you're responsible for your bullet till it hits the ground. If you're thinking about carrying a gun, you need to be proficient. Proficient means being able to hit where you're aiming. And that's the key thing. You can't shoot low and to the left and then do some Kentucky windage to shoot high and right to hit in the bullseye. That's not going to work for us. We need to be really proficient. And how do you get proficient? By spending time at the range, understanding your weapon, and putting rounds downrange. Don't forget, 5 rounds at a time. Don't get too carried away putting a bunch of rounds in the gun, because those first 5 rounds are most important. So let's go over the list one more time. We have your why. We have your price point. We have your research. We have your friends and family we can talk to. We're going to get ammo choice. We're going to go to gun store or gun show and look at a bunch of guns. Then we're going to try it or train, either or. Hopefully you can find an instructor that works for a gun store or a gun store that has instructors. But if you're having a hard time finding an instructor in your area, I'm going to give you 2 good advices. Number 1, go to the NRA and look up firearms instructor per your zip code. And if you can't find that, you could go to United States Concealed Carry Association And they have certified instructors just like us throughout the United States that you can pick a good instructor to go to. And this will help you tremendously. It's going to give you the foundation, the fundamentals, and everything you need. This was the list of 10 things you need to think about before you ever try to buy a pistol. Thank you very much for watching this. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, we love to see them, guys. I'm here to help you. I'm here to educate you. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line defense. We'll see you, folks.